A big hello to my YouTube family. Welcome to Diva Classes. This is Divya Vadvani, your economics teacher. Today we will be doing the exam analysis of 2020 paper of economics. It will be helpful for the students of 2023 examination. Okay, the main purpose of this video is not to tell you the answers of these questions. Obviously, those are 20 या previous year के papers आप already कर चुके होगे. The question is कि what things were done previously as mistake and no one wants or you should not do the same mistakes again. The first part of this is a paper that is a PDF that I have taken from the council's website itself. So I'll send you this on Telegram. The first question in this is what is production function. तो उसी के लिए कि अगर ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन आता है तो what are the things that you are not supposed to leave, ये आपको इसमें पढ़ना है. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन. क्या कहा गया इसमें दैट प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन यू many candidates did not write the terms functional. So whenever you will write production function you have to tell that this is the functional relationship. Okay, so functional and best production techniques was not written while defining production function. Some candidates were unable to establish the functional relationship between input and output. So whenever you will write, अगर आपको ये वाला statement मिल जाता है तो the thing is कि you have to write that this is a functional relationship between input and output. Okay, the next question is what explain the meaning of income effect. The second question is now in this what the case is that majority of the candidates neither mention real income or purchasing power. ये दोनों ही key terms होते हैं जो आपको अपने आंसर में mention करने होंगे if the question comes of asking the question of real income or purchasing power. Most candidates only wrote real income without relating it to demand. Many candidates thought that the income effect was an increase in income and hence wrote about the effect of change in income on demand instead of real income. Now income effect you have to tell according to the purchasing power. The effect on demand due to change in real income from change in prices was not mentioned. Okay, so what you need to write exactly is that the effect of on demand due to change in the real income resulting from change in prices, उसके कारण जो आपकी purchasing power बढ़ जाती है, that is known as income effect. Next question is progressive tax. You have to prepare only those things जो आपके course के अंदर इसमें आता है. Progressive tax says कि majority of the candidates instead of writing it the rate of tax which increases with the increase in the taxpayers income wrote that the tax increases with increase in taxpayers income. Okay, you have to write that the rate of tax which increases with increase in income, but they wrote that the tax increases with the increase in the income. Many candidates did not know the difference between progressive and proportional tax structure. So you need to work on this. Some candidates try to explain the meaning of progressive tax with the help of examples which were actually meant for proportional tax. Very important thing that whenever you will write the meaning of something you need to give examples along with it also. Okay, now next is the law of diminishing marginal utility and you have to mention any two assumptions of it also. So the part of this is what you have to write is while explaining the meaning of diminishing marginal utility you need to tell that it is marginal additional या additional benefit. Marginal utility, additional utility या additional benefit which increases. But अगर आप सिर्फ ये point लिख देते हो that this is a utility that decreases or increases with increase in consumption of successive units या consumption of additional units of a commodity, तो this will be wrong. अगर आप सिर्फ इसको as marginal utility या additional utility लिख रहे हो then it will be correct, but if you are writing it as utility it will be considered as total utility and it will be wrong. Next part is many candidates wrote that the money income remains constant as an assumption of the law while this assumption is not related to law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, जो भी assumptions पढ़ोगे वो सही assumptions पढ़ोगे. Next is autonomous capital flow and accommodating capital flow. ये शायद आपके specimen question में भी पूछा गया था. The part of this is that Something I've forgotten. Fifth question we have to take. Fifth question. Okay, many of the candidates did not write the keywords normal economic consideration to bring equilibrium. Some candidates wrote about surplus and deficit. So whenever you are writing accommodating, then you have to mention these points also. Then next part in this is that what is meant by MPS, marginal propensity to save, and how it is related to investment multiplier. Okay, six वाला. अब इसके जितने भी solutions हैं, these are given here only. I will send this to you on Telegram. Now, marginal propensity to save. Majority of the candidates got confused between the two. You need to tell that this is a change in saving for change in income, and this was a very vague definition of MPS and had nothing to do with the concept. The answer expected from the candidates was it is a ratio of change in saving to change in इनकम. ठीक है, तो अगर आप MPS आपसे पूछा जाता है मार्जिनल प्रोपेंसिटी, तो यू नीड टू राइट द वर्ड रेशियो ऑल्सो. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इन दिस इज द लास्ट one from this side. That question number 7, briefly explain any one primary function of money. Now this is a very common question that can be asked. First part in this is most candidates gave an incomplete explanation of primary. Many candidates wrote only the caption, did not explain the point. Very important. अगर आपसे कोई चीज पूछी जा रही है, ये भी सपोज करो कि अगर 2 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन में आपसे कोई एक पॉइंट ही पूछा जा रहा है, यू आर सपोज टू एक्सप्लेन दैट. Some candidates got confused between the measure of value, store of value, which is a secondary function. So store of value is a secondary function. Okay, first is medium of exchange and measure of value. Next question in this is 8th one. Show with the help of a diagram the situation when change in supply will keep the equilibrium quantity of the commodity unchanged. So the common errors. Now अब इसमें देखो कितने सारी चीजें हैं that you need to consider. First is you have to draw perfectly elastic demand curve. You have to show proportional change in demand. You have to show either an increase or decrease in supply. दोनों ही आपको नहीं शो करने. Not taking perfectly elastic curve straight up and not labeling it. आप उसको straight शो करो और उसको label करो. Either showing simultaneous shifting of demand and supply or perfectly inelastic supply curve. And last, that drawing only three supply curves and 3 prices on these supply curves showing the same quantity, but not drawing the vertical demand curve and mentioning the condition of perfectly inelastic demand. This part क्या कहा गया है? You have to show that when a change in supply will keep the equilibrium quantity of the commodity unchanged. Okay, तो inelasticity आपको उसमें show करनी है. Then next is selling cost in one market where selling cost is applicable. The last part of this, okay, selling cost, that many candidates had no idea about selling cost. They simply wrote that it is a price of selling commodity without mentioning about sales promotion, advertising cost, door-to-door campaign. Only if this is in your part of the question. The last one is operating surplus that you need to know. In this short answer, this is the one. ओके क्या कहा गया इसमें? अच्छा, इसमें एक और चीज पूछी गई थी कि वेयर इट इज एप्लीकेबल. तो इट इज एप्लीकेबल. There were candidates who identified the market form as monopoly, but actually this is monopolistic form. And last one question, where it is operating surplus. So in operating surplus, most candidates did not write entrepreneurship in their answers. Several candidates did not mention components of operating surplus. Okay, now we will move. Now these are the answers that are given. You can see it accordingly. जितना और जहां जहां पर आंसर्स में देखो, इफ इट इज रिटन की बहुत सारी चीजें, तो यू हैव टू राइट एनी 2 of them, whatever is asked. Okay, primary functions of money, measure of exchange and medium of exchange and measure of value, ये दिया हुआ है. फिर उसके बाद you have to show that there is change in supply that is not affecting equilibrium quantity. So this is the curve for it. And then we will move towards question number 2. The question number 2, first one is you have to tell the geometric method of calculating elasticity of supply. अब इसमें क्या कहा गया है that many candidates did not show the derivation of price elasticity of supply. Many candidates did not label the diagrams. A few candidates got confused between greater and lesser symbols. So whenever you will write this, you have to explain it nicely. You have to show that it should be a well labeled diagram should be there. Then the concept of marginal rate of substitution and how it affects indifference curve. Okay, तो यहाँ पर क्या लिखा हुआ है that many candidates wrote the definition of MRS instead of explaining the concept of diminishing marginal rate of substitution. You don't have to explain the meaning of marginal rate of substitution. आपको diminishing marginal rate of substitution का concept बताना है, which is not only made the answers incomplete but also incorrect. Then many candidates simply drew an indifference curve instead of showing the effect of DMRS on indifference curve, जहां पर हम एक क्वांटिटी के बदले दूसरी क्वांटिटी को सैक्रिफाइस करते हैं. एंड द मोर वी गेन वन कमोडिटी, दूसरी कमोडिटी को हम लेसर क्वांटिटी में सैक्रिफाइस करते हैं. तो दिस यू नीड टू एक्सप्लेन. अ लार्ज नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स इंस्टेड ऑफ कॉन्वेक्सिटी अकॉर्डिंग द नेगेटिव स्लोप ऑफ इंडिफरेंस कर्व. नेगेटिव स्लोप मतलब कि इंडिफरेंस कर्व ये जो ऐसे करके जाता है, इट इज कॉन्वेक्स इन द नेचर. तो अगर आप ये वाला कर्व डायरेक्टली ऐसे शो कर रहे हो तो दिस विल बी नेगेटिव स्लोप. इन मेनी आंसर्स diagrams were not properly scaled to show the DMRS and hence the convex IC. मतलब आपको convexity उनकी show करनी है, तो it was not properly scaled. Okay, then next part in this is the last one जिसमें एक schedule आपको दिया गया है and you have to explain how the consumer attains equilibrium in this schedule. तो what has been said here कि most candidates ऐसे थे that did not draw the diagram as per the schedule. Okay, you have to draw a diagram in this. A large number of candidates only wrote mu is equal to p at 4 units. They did not write what happens when this is, अगर marginal utility is lesser than price, it is greater than price, उस टाइम पर क्या होगा, no one explained that. Okay, so these are the explanations and solutions to the questions जो इससे पहले दिए हुए. यही उनकी कॉन्वेक्सिटी है जो यहाँ पर जिसकी बात हो रही थी. ठीक, अगर किसी भी चीज को एक शेड्यूल द्वारा बताया जाना है तो यू हैव टू मेक दैट शेड्यूल ऑल्सो एंड देन यू विल एक्सप्लेन इट. नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ दिस इज the third part of this. The question says that you have to explain any two reasons for the supply curve to be positively sloped. कि सप्लाई कर्व जो होता है वो पॉजिटिवली, लाइक दिस इज द सप्लाई कर्व, तो ये इस स्लोप में क्यों जाता है. फर्स्ट वन व्हाट हैज बीन सेड हियर दैट मेनी कैंडिडेट्स कुड नॉट रिलेट प्रॉफिट विद सप्लाई. ये तो गलत चीज है क्योंकि सप्लाई का डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप होता है प्रॉफिट के साथ. मेनी कैंडिडेट्स रोट दैट द पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन प्राइस एंड सप्लाई but did not give the reason. You have to tell the reasons also and you don't need to say the wrong reasons जैसे change in input prices, use of advanced technology, which actually are the reasons of shift in supply. आपको बताना है कि why the supply curve moves positively. Okay, next question is explain how equilibrium price is determined with the help of demand and supply curve. इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस कैसे अफेक्ट होता है, कैसे डिटरमाइन किया जाता है. तो व्हाट हैज बीन सेड हियर दैट इन द आंसर स्क्रिप्ट्स द डायग्राम्स वर इनकरेक्ट नॉट प्रॉपर्ली लेबल्ड. ऑब्वियसली अगर आपसे इक्विलिब्रियम पूछा गया है तो यू हैव टू शो दैट ये सिंपल एक्स वाला जो डायग्राम है दिस यू हैव टू शो. एक्सेस डिमांड एंड सप्लाई नॉट शोन. Then demand and supply curves were wrongly drawn. Some candidates who drew the correct diagram did not discuss the manner in which the equilibrium was achieved. You need to explain. It should be, your answers should be well explained also. Okay, then the third question says that you have to tell the law of variable proportion with the help of द डायग्राम एंड यू हैव टू टेल कि रेशनल कंज्यूमर किस वाले कर्व में ज्यादा ऑपरेट करेगा. दिस इज एन इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो. ठीक है, जिसमें हम लोग ने ये पढ़ा था कि वो सेकेंड स्टेज पर ऑपरेट करेगा. तो दिस इज द 3 स्टेजेस यू हैव टू टेल. अब इसमें कुछ एरर्स देख लो. नॉट हैविंग रिटन, यू हैव टू राइट द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ लॉ. लॉ ऑफ वेरिएबल प्रोपोर्शन क्या कहता है वो आपको लिखना है. देन you मतलब in case you are making the diagram, so you need to show that particularly the first stage which ended at the point of inflection, so this you need to show. Then not showing the proper point of intersection of MP and AP curves. कहाँ पर MP और AP curves एक दूसरे को intersect कर रहे हैं, this you have to show. Not having written about AP average product while identifying the zones of production. It is not possible to identify the zones without AP. Okay, and writing the explanation based on incorrect diagram. कि अगर आपने गलत diagram बनाया है तो आप उसका explanation भी incorrect दे रहे हो. Then drawing the correct diagram but not explaining the behavior of AP, TP, AP and MP. Now this is also a very important part where you have to tell the relationship between total product, average product and marginal product. Okay, so these are the things that should not be repeated. And the relationship again you have to prepare. The diagram should be well labeled. आप भले उसको 4 बार बना करके practice करो along with all the labelings, but it should be well labeled. ये उसी का ये explanation दिया हुआ है. And whatever points you need to write, it should be well explained. Okay, now we will move towards the next question. The next question is कि question number 4 में ये वाला हम लोग already आपने देखा होगा books में ये वाला question है भी. ठीक है, फिर this is the price quantity जिसमें you have to bring out the initial and final quantity demand of commodity X. What has been said here कि most candidates calculated initial quantity उन्होंने calculate की but उन्होंने final quantity demanded नहीं calculate की. दूसरी चीज की common error क्या था कि that was that they calculated the final quantity as 60 instead of 100. This error probably occurred because they did not notice कि price जो है वो fall हुआ है in the question and had followed the method of subtraction instead of addition to the initial quantity. जैसे इसमें लिखा हुआ है that you need to tell कि initial quantity क्या थी और बाद में जो commodity का final price था वो क्या था. तो you need to add and subtract accordingly. Next question in this is explain with the help of diagram the relationship between marginal revenue and total revenue under imperfect competition. Okay, sorry for the background music, I can't help it. Okay, the question is this is you have to tell the relationship between marginal revenue and total revenue. The part of this is what errors were there and you should not do that. Having drawn the incorrect diagram of MR and TR with no correspondence being established between the maximum point of total revenue curve and the point of intersection, ये आपको ध्यान देना है कि whenever you will देखो diagrams में ही the same things are being repeated here and here again and again कि आपको वो diagram को बकायदा जैसे उसमें दिया हुआ it should be well labeled and along with the explanation. दोनों के बीच में कोई अगर दो फैक्टर्स उसमें दो वेरिएबल्स यूज हुए दोनों के बीच का इंटर रिलेशनशिप and along with you will write that, you will draw that and you will explain that also. Okay, फिर last one is you have to tell the concepts of shutdown point and break even point under perfect competition in short run. So again the same cases are there also कि there was some using the TRTC approach which is incorrect for this concept, not showing the shutdown point on the average. Now ये जितने भी diagrams वाले question है उसमें वही same चीजें repeat हुई हैं कि आपको it should be well labeled, ये चीजें उसमें होनी चाहिए, उसके explanations nicely होने चाहिए. Okay, so these are the points that are given in this, so you need to explain those also. उसके बाद you need to tell the give reasons also कि क्यों TC और TVC curves they do not start at the same point and ATC and AVC curves do not touch each other. तो उसके बाद यही वाला पार्ट इसमें दिया हुआ है that many candidates wrote that TC is equal to TFC plus TVC as the reason. They did not write the reason of TC and TVC curves starting from different points. ये उन्होंने नहीं बताया तो this you need to tell. And few candidates wrote that TC starts from the point where the TFC starts but hardly any candidate mentioned that point of TVC, thereby making the answer incomplete. Okay, next part in this is you have to explain the factors, two factors affecting the demand curve other than its price. Price के अलावा कोई भी आपको factors हैं जो उसमें बताने, तो you have to writing about own price of the commodity as a determinant which was irrelevant क्योंकि question ने बोला था कि आपको price के अलावा कोई चीज बतानी है. Then mentioning all the sub cases, that is the effect of change in the income on demand for inferior and inexpensive necessities. So you can mention, अगर आप कोई भी चीज का मेन हेडिंग बता रहे हो, जैसे इनकम इफेक्ट बता रहे हो या इनकम ऑफ द कंज्यूमर बता रहे हो, तो वो तीनों गुड्स के अकॉर्डिंग बताओ. नॉर्मल गुड, इंफीरियर गुड एंड तीसरा कौन सा गुड्स था उसमें, inferior goods, inexpensive necessities. ठीक है, इन तीनों का. तो you need to mention the sub point also. उसको एक ही point consider किया जाएगा यहाँ पर. फिर while writing about the income and prices, then effect of both price and substitute goods and complementary goods and demand for the particular commodity was not explained, or you need to get the explanation of these things also well. Okay, the next part of this is you have to explain the following. You have to differentiate on the basis of these perfectly competitive को और monopolistic को, इन basis पर आपको differentiate करना है. तो the what has been said here कि most candidates wrote the difference between in one or two words, जो आप बिल्कुल ही गलत होता है. Obviously it has been said कि अगर आप टेबल भी बना रहे हो, भले आपको बेसिस दिया गया, आप टेबल बना करके भी एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हो, explain it in the form of a sentence. Many candidates did not write the implications of each point. Keywords were missing. Candidates wrote, in perfect competition, a seller cannot influence the price, and in monopolistic competition, market can influence price, but the reason was not explained by them. Okay, so whenever you will write this, you have to explain the reasons also. Very few candidates could differentiate on the basis of demand curve कि आपको जितने भी उसके basis है वो सब पढ़ करके जाने हैं. Then moving towards the next part of these are the explanations that are given. यही देख लो, ये ऐसे करके एक टेबल जैसा बना हुआ है, तो you need to explain them. Okay, now comes the methods of redemption of public debt. Now this is an important question क्योंकि ये आपका specimen में भी पूछा गया था. क्या कहा गया है? Two methods of redemption of public debt you have to tell. First one is for debt conversion. Most of the candidates only mentioned that the old debt was converted into new. The explanation of sinking fund was not up to the mark in a large number of answer scripts. In case of terminal annuities, candidates did not mention the regular installment basis. कि अगर आप ये भी बता रहे हो कि terminal annuities होंगी, तो उसमें you have to mention the point that there will be regular installment basis also. And then many candidates still wrote repudiation as a valid point for redemption, which is now redundant. Okay, then some candidates were confused while, तो ये वाला जो पॉइंट है इसको तो बिल्कुल ही कैंसिल ही कर देना, अपने में से कट कर दो. अगर अभी भी आपके पास ओल्ड बुक्स है उसमें नहीं वो डिडक्ट हुआ है तो उसको हटा दो पॉइंट को. Some candidates were confused between debt conversion and institutory reduction of rate of interest. Then next is fiscal deficit को प्राइमरी डेफिसिट से एक्सप्लेन करना है, डिफरेंशिएट करना है. यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन वन इम्प्लीकेशन ऑफ फिस्कल डेफिसिट. तो व्हाट हैज बीन सेड कि व्हाइल एक्सप्लेनिंग फिस्कल डेफिसिट कुछ कैंडिडेट्स ने एक्सक्लूड कर दिया मतलब दे डिड नॉट मेंशन एक्सक्लूडिंग बोरोइंग एंड टोटल बजटरी एक्सपेंडिचर. मेनी कैंडिडेट्स रोट टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर. आप की टर्म्स देख रहे हो कितने मायने रखते हैं इसमें, इफ यू नीड टू गेट गुड मार्क्स. Although the answers for primary deficit was largely correct, the explanation for the implication of primary deficit was incorrect in answer scripts. Okay, then we will move towards the next question. You have to tell the 4 causes of adverse balance of payment of a country. Now this is also kind of important question. ये भी पूछा गया है स्पेसिमेन में. कुछ कुछ चीजें होती है जो every year they might come, they have a greater chances of coming. तो adverse impact में इसमें क्या बोला गया है, that they merely stated fall in export, rise in import as a reason of BOP. That is a vague point. ये तो आप उसका explanation बता रहे हो या उसका balancing बता रहे हो, but actually you need to tell they were confused with the remedies of adverse BOP. Then some candidates wrote the captions while others wrote vague implications of the captions. Okay, so you need to explain it well also. Then moving towards the next part, next question. What question is there? Now you have to explain the components of M1, M2 and M3 measures of supply. Now this is very important question. Okay, ये पढ़ लेना, अगर बुक में बहुत नाइसली नहीं दिया हुआ है तो इसी में से ही जो इसका जो आंसर दिया होगा उसी में से ही पढ़ना. What has been said here? First is M1, M2 and M3. Most candidates did not mention all components. Many candidates stated कि M2 is equal to M1 plus saving deposit, whereas the correct answer is saving deposit with post office saving bank. M3 is equal to M1 plus time deposit was stated instead of time deposit with banking system. पूरे statement अगर आप लिख रहे हो time deposit, mention the whole statement here as time deposit with banking system. For M1 some candidates wrote the abbreviated आंसर, जैसे कि ये जो बिल्कुल ही गलत है. अगर आपको आता है ये तो उसको प्रॉपरली एक्सप्लेन करो, क्यों मार्क्स जबरदस्ती चले जाएं उसमें. ओके, फिर नेक्स्ट पार्ट इन दिस इज यू हैव टू टेल द फंक्शंस ऑफ सेंट्रल बैंक. सेंट्रल बैंक के फंक्शंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और उसको आप सिंगल सिंगल, ये नहीं कि हर चीज के हम चार चार पॉइंट्स पढ़ ले, दैट इज सफिशिएंट. यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन इट वेल, इट शुड बी प्रॉपरली एक्सप्लेन. क्या कहा गया इसमें? That merely writing central bank maintains foreign exchange reserves and not mentioning other responsibilities related to foreign exchange, ये चीज उसमें देखी गई थी. And not mentioning central bank as lender of last resort who provides money by discounting first class bills. So this also you need to write in that. Okay, then last question in this is that there discuss the different ways in which the commercial bank extend loans to customers. So आपको ये बताना है कि वो कैसे loans extend कर सकते हैं. You have to explain the types of deposits held by the banks which are not asked for. Wait, दिस वॉज एक्सप्लेनिंग टाइप्स ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स. ये चीज क्वेश्चन में पूछी ही नहीं गई थी. ठीक है, फिक्स डिपॉजिट यही सब नहीं पूछा गया था. डिस्क्राइबिंग द एंटायर प्रोसेस ये भी नहीं पूछा गया था. देन राइटिंग अबाउट कार लोन्स, होम लोन्स, पर्सनल लोन्स ये भी नहीं पूछा गया था. नॉट बीइंग एबल टू एक्सप्लेन हाउ इंटरेस्ट is calculated on different types of loans due to lack of clarity as to whether interest is charged on whole amount or amount withdrawn on a particular type of loan, and definition of overdraft not being clearly shown. तो loans, cash credit, overdraft ये सारी चीजें आपको उसमें explain करनी होती हैं. ओके, ये देख रहे हो ये सारी चीजें उसमें दी हुई हैं. तो यू नीड टू ईच पॉइंट और जितने भी पॉइंट्स उसमें पूछे गए हैं दीज शुड बी एक्सप्लेन्ड प्रॉपरली. Now moving towards the next question, briefly explain the mechanism of investment multiplier with the help of a schedule. Take initial increase in autonomous investment as 1000 crores and MPC at 0.8 crore. So what has been said here as question? Most candidates concentrated on the formula while ignoring the definition of multiplier. You have to explain this. ठीक है, जिसमें क्या लिखा हुआ? You have to explain the mechanism of investment multiplier. Then most candidates calculated the total increase in the income by using the formula. They did not write the mechanism, did not mention the maximum amount of income that can be created by this process. So ये भी उन्होंने नहीं लिखा था, that you have to mention. Then briefly discuss components of aggregate demand in an economy. Okay, these are very important. क्या कहा गया इसमें? That mention many candidates did not write the definition of aggregate demand. You have to, some candidates only wrote the two sector model although they were supposed to write all components of aggregate demand. And then next part in this is, अब एक चीज इसमें आप नोटिस करो, even though aggregate demand का कुछ ऐसा पूछा नहीं गया है डेफिनेशन के फॉर्म में, but still the case is that you need to write the definition of aggregate demand. उसको भले एक लाइन दो लाइन में explain करो. Then next question is you have to explain the concept of deflationary gap and two monetary measures to reduce this gap. कॉमन एरर्स क्या थे इसमें, दैट द की फ्रेज फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट लेवल ऑफ इनकम वाज मिसिंग, the showing deflationary gap at the underemployment equilibrium level at full employment income level, okay, was shown in the diagram. Improper, incorrect or no labeling of the diagram was done. तो this you need to remember कि अगर आपको ये पूरा चीज पढ़कर भी क्या समझ में आया कि अगर हम लोग को डायग्राम बनाना है, it should be well labeled. Then नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इन दिस इज, ये पूरा अग्रीगेट डिमांड वाला इसमें दिया हुआ है. नेक्स्ट इज यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द पार्ट ऑफ नेशनल इनकम. इन दिस फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज हाउ यू कैन ऑब्टेन national income from obtain national income from GDP MP and personal disposable income from personal income. Okay, तो क्या कहा गया है इसमें, देख वर्क confused with the items to be deleted and added for calculating national income with GDP MP. To derive personal disposable income from personal income, many candidates did not subtract the miscellaneous receipts of government administrative department. Some candidates wrote miscellaneous receipts. So what you need to know कि आपको ये जितनी भी चीजें हैं उनके formulas very importantly learn होने चाहिए. Okay, next question in this is the पार्ट ऑफ इसका सॉल्यूशन इज गिवन एट द लास्ट, आप उसको देख सकते हो. विद द हेल्प ऑफ रेलिवेंट एग्जांपल यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन द मीनिंग ऑफ लीकेजेस एंड इंजेक्शंस इन द सर्कुलर फ्लो ऑफ इनकम. The second part of this that shows that the candidates were not able to state the meaning of leakages and injections. Some candidates drew the diagram, उन्होंने diagram तो बना लिया but did not indicate कि उसमें savings, टैक्स या इम्पोर्ट शो होते हैं एज लीकेजेस एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर और एक्सपोर्ट शो होते हैं एज इंजेक्शन. तो ये चीजें उन्होंने नहीं की. तो इफ यू आर मेकिंग सर्कुलर डायग्राम, सर्कुलर मॉडल पूछा जाता है तो you need to explain these things also. Okay, and then the next question is asked जिसमें आपसे पूछा गया GNP at factor cost, NDP and factor cost and national income, net national product at factor cost. क्या कहा गया है इसमें, that majority of the candidates calculated GNP this and this on the basis of GDP MP. While calculating GDP MP, very many candidates did not consider change in stock, the difference between closing and opening stock, that thereby getting an incorrect GDP at market price. This has a cascading effect on the, as due to substitution incorrect value of this, बाकी जितने भी वेरिएबल्स थे वो सब गलत हो गए. ओके, तो दीज उसके जितना भी सॉल्यूशन है दीज आर गिवन हियर. एट द एंड व्हाट टॉपिक्स वर फाउंड डिफिकल्ट, और ये वो टॉपिक्स है जिन पे आपको ज्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना चाहिए. इनकम इफेक्ट, ऑटोनॉमस एंड कैपिटल फ्लो एक तरीके से इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स ही, इनको कंसिडर कर लो. ऑपरेटिंग सरप्लस हो गया, diminishing marginal rate of substitution और उसका effect on indifference curve, then law of variable proportion, this is very important, shutdown point and break even point. Then you have to tell the reasons behind this TC and TVC वाला जो curve था. फिर different ways of extending loans by commercial banks you need to know. Then explanation of investment multiplier and definition of deflationary gap, and the inclusion of closing stock in the calculation of different variables related to national income. Okay, I hope you have understood this much. Tell me if you have, tell me if there is anything you wish to understand more, and keep studying for your exams. Best wishes. Thank you.